Hey YouTube folks! Here I'm coming back to film the next bit of this weaving a jacket series. Sorry about last week, I hurt my back really badly. I'm feeling a bit better, so I'm filming this in little bits. Hopefully I'll have enough to make a proper episode for next week. So today I'm going to finish weaving on the loom, hopefully finishing the scarf, the piece of fabric, and then take it off the loom. And before that I will hem stitch it. And I don't know yet whether I'm going to make the fringes or not. We'll see, that's something we're going to decide. And then this will have to take a bath, so I'll hopefully try and get you with me while it's having a little bath. And then when it's dry, I'll start sewing while making decisions about whether it's long enough and everything. If not, I've got some woven fabrics that I made this year and that I put aside, that I didn't have an exact plan for it. So I can use it for that and maybe add a band. I'm thinking maybe at the bottom of the jacket or maybe something there. I'll see, and I'm not sure what the sleeves will look like. So might pick up some stitches and knit or crochet. I don't know, we'll see where it goes. So let's go to the loom. Here we are at the loom. So I need to finish the green. I had to use the green. I thought I had enough with the other two colors, but clearly I didn't. So I'm going to show you the end of the fabric, what I'm doing. I'm nearly finished now, nearly done. I will fast forward this bit until I get to the very end. Here I'm getting to the end of the green. I'm just going to check that I'm at the maximum here. See if I can pull it a bit more. I can't. So I'm going to finish this. I'm struggling a little bit because the shades are not as defined here when you get to the end of the warp. And then I'm going to use the little bit of the yellow that I had kept and put it on my shuttle. So I'm going to use this for the very end of the project, because I believe that's going to be one of the bands there at the front of the jacket, hopefully. There are some little imperfections in the yarn because it's hand spun. And I'm only a beginner when it comes to spinning, but that's fine because I like texture. So I think I'm going to do this one by hand actually. And then we're going to do the hem stitch and cut it off the loom. So changing shuttle. Here's my new shuttle. I need to be careful because I keep banging the camera off. This is a little bit too short. I'm just going to get it a bit longer there underneath so it doesn't get out. I'm going to start on this side. Just be careful with the camera. I got rid of the Christmas tree, but I still got the camera there. So just changing color. I don't mind much that the changes are quite drastic, because that's something I'm going to sew anyway, so I might have fun. I did embroider a fair bit of the warp at the beginning of the weft, sorry, at the beginning of the project, but then I just wanted a bit more of a faster progress, so I stopped doing this. So the two sides of the project, the left and the right, will be different, so I'll have to decide what's what when it's off the loom and ready to be sewn. I think I need to attack it from there, so I'm not banging the camera down again, knocking it off. Okay, I'm going to fast forward this again, okay, and then I'll come back after that. So we're getting to the end of the warp. It's getting quite tight here, and I'm getting to the end of my yarn anyway, so I'm going to use all of it. I could have gone a little bit further, I think, if I had a little bit more yarn, but I think we're good like this. And then, because it's going to end up being a sewing project, hopefully, if there's some bits missing, because I've got some woven fabric that I've made previously, I'm thinking if the jacket, if I feel like it's a bit too short or too tight, I might add some to it. Even if it was not made with this project in mind, I think it could look really cool, like in a kind of patchworky way. As I said, it never goes to plan anyway, so I'm expecting this not to. And it's good. It's a good lesson in letting go, isn't it? So nearly the end there. Maybe a couple more rows. It's getting really tight now. Free this. Otherwise it's gonna pull on it like mad. I don't want this to do that. Okay, and then I can do that. I'm just going to undo the knot there. I'm going to attempt to do it with this if I can. It'll be easier because it's getting very tricky. I'm not even sure my fingers will get through this. Okay, so this is the end of the weaving. There's no special trick to it at all. There, so now I go back into neutral. So there you go. I think it looks really cool. So I'm going to do my hem stitch now. I'm using the same yarn I used as before, this pink. It's hand dyed. I can't remember. I think this is a dinosaur yarn. Hooray! Haha. One of my mates who dyes yarn. And this time I'm going to be a bit more organized, because last time I said about 3 lengths, but because I'm doing a very loose hem stitch, I'm thinking of going a bit longer this time, because I had to add some last time. So yeah, essentially same thing as I did last time. So I'm just going to do it and then probably fast forward this bit too. Oh, I made it wrong. I started wrong now already. It's like the, what is that called? The kitchen stitch to finish socks. Once I'm in the rhythm, I'm fine, but to get it started, it's always a bit tricky. I think it was right, actually, what I did. Okay. Just gonna hold this so it doesn't go. Off we go. So I'm just basically making cross. I'm not even really counting the thread here. Maybe I should. Usually I do, but I'm just playing by ear there. And I will fringe it anyway, because at least one of the fronts, one of the fronts of the jacket, I think I will leave, how do I want to say, fringed. Maybe not both. Maybe the other one will be just hemmed and cut. I'll see how I feel. I'm going with the flow, folks. So I'm really sorry there was no video last week, but my back is hurting like hell. So I'm filming this in little bits, hoping that I can post something this week. And I really want to finish this. I can't really sit at the loom for too long, but fortunately there's not much left to do here, so I think I'll be fine. So I'll fast forward this now, yeah? I'm now at the end of the hem stitch, and I'm really glad I used way more thread than I thought, because look, this is just, how perfect is this? Haha, would never have imagined this. I'm going to put it there for a minute, straight away, just to block it. Normally, when I hem stitch, I pull very tight on all those crosses. They nearly disappear. They're very, very, like, much slimmer. But because this is mostly decorative, I didn't want to do that. So yeah, but yeah, that was just the right length, wasn't it? It was about 5 times this length. So that's good to know for next time. So here we go. I'm going to move the camera, am I? I don't know. I think I'm just going to cut it now. Let me grab some big scissors. So here I am with my big scissors. So I'm going to cut the warp. I'm cutting right here. So the furthest away from my hem stitch. So here we go. Oh, you can't really see much, can you? Let me move the camera a little bit. Here we go. This is probably not my favorite bit, one of the very satisfying ones when you know you're done. So there. All this will be reused. Trying to see if that's the best angle to unroll it. I'm going to move again. This is quite cool. Okay, so I'm taking it off the heddle there, and I'm going to undo the brakes, and then here we go. So this is the fabric I've created. I'm going to go slow. So you can see where I've changed colors. here I did little knots of random yarn, and then here I embroidered quite a fair bit, and more embroidery here. I played with the crosses from the hem stitch there, more embroidery, and here we go. That's the beginning, the start of the weaving. So now I'm going to undo those. I don't need them anymore, as well as this one. Then I'm going to cut. I'm going to use my tiny little scissors. Look how cute are these scissors. I got them in my advent calendar. Very cool. There. So I'm going to cut this bit to free it from the loom, and then we're going to have a full view of the project. So if I can save the whole length of this lashing thread, I do. I don't really like throwing away things if it can be used, and if I'm definitely going to reuse it. And this can be used, see, I could use it to embroider something else or to lash again. Just goes in my, I have a little yarn bin, which has nothing to do with the bin because nothing in there gets thrown out. I'm going to go this way now. There we go, whoops. Okay, it's free from the loom, off the loom, hot off the loom. And my finger, those scissors are so cute, my finger is actually stuck in it. Okay, so let's have another. Oh, look at it, it's gorgeous. I'm really pleased, really pleased. Can't wait to see what it's gonna look like once it's an actual jacket. I'm going to try and film maybe closer again. The fabric scarf is now off the loom and I absolutely love it. It's so gorgeous. I absolutely love it. I'm really pleased with it. It's really nice. Woo! I love it. I really like it. I'm going to go overhead and show it to you a bit better. The lighting is a bit horrible right now. But yeah, I'm really pleased. And I can't wait to see what it's going to look like as a jacket. Really like the colors. This bright yellow. I'm glad I used this neon yellow, remember, for the warp, because that means the bright yellow I've used also for the weft. It's really I don't know how to say, bright. You can really see it. It's really good. It didn't get toned down too much, and that was the plan. So I'm going to go overhead and show you what it looks like now, a bit closer. So here is a close-up of the scarf. The colors are not really true to life. See, it's much more the green and the pink. So yeah, so that's the first bit. So I did have, when I did the hem stitch at the beginning, I thought, oh wow, this pink is gorgeous. It's really nice, very contrasting. So I decided to have a little play with it, and I had some of this black left that was a bit knotty, so I cut some lengths and I just, you know, went with the flow, had fun with it, and then did a little bit more here. There was zero plan with this. That's clearly inspired by the hem stitch, and then I did a bit more here. I added some little bits of yarn I had left over from a hat I just knitted for a friend. Hi Paula! And so I just added them here and there for fun. Here I did a little bit of clasp weft. That's where you weave with two yarns at the same time. I might show you later how to do that. And then here, yeah, just had, you know, just a little bit of fun. And then here I added some of the yarn, just added it with a crochet and knotted it. Just a couple, just to see what it looked like. Then here we change color. And then after that, I just wanted to go faster. And I reckon this is going to be the back. So it can be simple-ish. Can you see the sparkly bit in there? It's really nice. I think I did, I can't remember what it's called, like Angelina, I think it's called. That's like a sparkly fiber that you use in spinning. And then more here. Whoops, can you hear my needle just fell? And then there. And then we go back to, this is way brighter in real life. Way brighter. And can you see the imperfections in the yarn? I really like it. And so someone asked in the comments why I'm using 8 heddle for fingering yarn. This is why. Look at the drape in this. You could, I think I might do that once with, depending how this one comes out. I could have gone for something bigger as in the heddle numbers, maybe a 10 or a 12 and a half. And that would create a fabric that is much firmer than this. But I wanted something very drapey. I love drapey. I like that. I like textures and stuff. But I think, yeah, something much firmer would be nice too. Look at this. I love it. I think I'll take a picture of this. Anyway, so now I need to decide whether I'm going to knot the fringe or not before I give it a bath. And I am not entirely sure. I've not made a decision yet, and really I should, because that's the next step. So either I knot everything and then put it in the wash, or I don't. I think I might. I think it's worth the trouble. So I'm gonna get set up, and then I'll show you that bit. Look at this. I'm in love with it. Hopefully I don't screw it up. I will tell you a story later about a perfect fabric I made, and then I tossed it in the washing machine instead of a bath, just for fun. Yeah, that was not fun. Here's my little setup to look after the fringe. So basically I use a shuttle, and then the 2 clamps I used for warping, I attached them to the end of the table, because the table is oval. It's perfect for me. So I do that. So this is it's a bit freer here, but it's good enough. You can also use like a massive book or like dictionaries or something. So the first step is to undo all the knots. Remember, I knotted everything in bunches at the beginning. So that's the first bit. So I'm going to do that now. And I guess I will fast forward because there is absolutely nothing interesting about this. So see you in a minute. I'm now done with the knots. So I now need to make different kind of knots. I'm just gonna go around them. Making different knots here, am I? I think it's going to be easier if I make knots like this. I'm just going to go for a simple knot. If this was something I was making for someone else, I would be so, I'd be much more conscious of the little details. But because it's only for me, I don't really care, because I don't mind. I like things that look a bit different and individual. It's interesting, isn't it, as how I'd like something perfect for someone else, but somehow maybe I feel like I don't deserve the same, or maybe I think we don't have the same expectations, or I don't know, it's a bit weird, isn't it? Yeah, I think I like the look of those little ones better than the other ones. Yeah, my nails are long enough to play like this without using the knitting needle, so I'm just going to do this. Usually I use it, but I think we're fine here. So yeah, so I'll fast forward this again because not interesting at all. I've now done all this side. Guess what? I have all the other side to do. I'm considering, I'll leave that. So I'm going to set up for the other side now. Same thing again. And then I'll show you what it looks like when it's all done. Okay? I'm now done. I did both sides of the fabric, of the fringe. This one didn't need because it was the end of the warp rather than the beginning, so there were no real knots to undo. There's just the little bit of the end of the warp that are getting off. But I will deal with that later, that's really not an issue. So normally, if you were making like a scarf, for example, you would treat the fringe. So you would decide, you could cut it, you could twist it, but I'm going to leave it like this for now because I've not decided what I want to do, depending on how the end project looks like, and then I can treat the fringe at the end. I really love it. I think it's the first time I'm making something with my handspun too, hand-woven handspun, and then I'm going to sew it. Yeah, so good. We're going to go for a bath now. So I'll take a couple of shots when I'm bathing it. Here we are, so the scarf fabric is done and it's based, and it's now drying. So I will see you next week when it's dry and we're going to start sewing and see what the final project looks like and maybe add little decorations. I don't know if I'll add pockets or not, we'll see what it looks like, and maybe sleeves and stuff. Yeah, I hope you enjoy this episode. Please like, share, subscribe, you know the drill, and have a nice week.